Hello everybody and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. Today I'm going to be talking about the best albums from 1974. And you know what? I'm going to kick off the list immediately with this beautiful rare gem by Neil Young, On the Beach. On the Beach is on the 5th spot because this is one of the most impressive Neil Young albums. And it's also kind of odd because right after Harvest, which is a grand, impressive album, he made a tiny, somewhat more depressing album. But then again, I don't find it fully depressing because there is a beachy attitude to it. You know, not bitchy, beachy. The beachy attitude. Just, that's a new word. There's this beachy attitude to it. I mean, there's this sense of longing, there's a sense of dreaming in there, but there's also a sense of fright. I think fright is the right word. It's tough to describe. Actually, this is one of those albums you should just put it on, listen to it, and you'll notice that although it has its darker atmosphere, it's not tough to go through. It's at least not for me. I found a deep emotional connection immediately the first time I put this on. And it has a very distinctive, strong sound. It has some great songs, like On the Beach, like Walk On. I really love Vampire Blues. Oh, it's so good. It's an amazing album. And I believe the Neil Young archive pressings, you can recognize them from here. I believe they're still in print. You can see it better here. And I've heard that these are the best pressings of this album. Now, this record, I bought it for 20 bucks, sounds amazing. I compared it to my first German pressing. My first Germans are usually pretty good, and the first German sounds awesome. I was impressed by the first German when I first heard it. Now, when you put this one on, the new Neil Young archive version, pure audiophile genius. On number 5. On number 4. Bob Marley and the Whalers, Nettie Dread. I love this album. This is rather energetic. Is energetic the right word? A reggae album. And I am not really acquainted with a lot of reggae outside the world of Bob Marley, but in the world of Bob Marley, this is one of the great masterpieces. Of course, it has No Woman No Cry, but if you're gonna buy it just for No Woman No Cry, you might be a bit let down. I love the version that's on here, but the version on the live album, which came out, I believe, 1975, that's become the big hit. Now, awesome song, but it's not the only thing on this album. There is so much more. Revolution, Talking Blues, Nettie Dread itself. There are so many great songs. This is such a full, powerful album. It's really a beauty of reggae. And if you're not into reggae, this is one of the great ways to start it off. On the number 4 spot, the number 3 spot will invite you, if you're not already into there, in the world of country. Because country, just as reggae, you might think, it's not my thing. I do not identify with the kind of music. Well, these albums are for everyone. And so is this one. Number 3 spot, Jolene by Dolly Parton. Now, I hate this cover. I think it's old-fashioned, kitschy. I hate this cover, yet the album is one of the most sincerest, beautiful things I have in my collection. With this album, Dolly Parton proved once again that she is one of the most important singer-songwriters to be reckoned with. Of course, she did Coat of Many Colors, which I think is a very good album as well. But this one, I mean, this has the song Jolene and the song I Will Always Love You. Now, the entire records, of the entire record, all the songs on here are good. No doubt about it. Ain't no doubt about it. But when you hear what she is actually doing in writing and singing and musical wise with those 2 songs, you're in awe. You're in complete awe. She has so much to say. And as kitschy as the cover is, what she's singing about is never kitschy, because the way she describes people, situations, emotions, they have a sincerity, they have a directness. She's not copying from already known country lyrics or known poetry. She is finding her own words and her own nuances. And there is so much love in there. And I find it very hard to recognize sincere love in songs, because I'm very much on the edge of the side of Frank Zappa, who says that a lot of pop music have this bubblegum approach to the concept or the element of love, this Monkees and Beatles kind of approach. And I love the Monkees and I love the Beatles, but their love songs can be a little bit bubblegum. They can have this hallmark element to it. I rarely trust a musician when they're singing with a sense of love. Dolly Parton is sincere. Trust me, this sounds crazy. She is sincere, she is brilliant, and I think this is her best album. Great way to start off a Dolly Parton collection. And from American country, we move to British folk. Richard and Linda Thompson. I want to see the bright lights tonight. Now, what can I say? I listened to this record for the first time about 2.5 years ago when I was in Budapest. I listened to it digitally, and even digitally it was impressive. But then I decided I want to find it on record. But it's very tough to find a pressing at all, even if it's damaged. You will find it for 40 or 50 bucks, which I think is a lot of money. I just don't go around spending 40 or 50 bucks. Now, in April this year or March this year, I found a near mint first British pressing for about 25 bucks in Munich. And this has been my most played record this year. This and Harry Styles' new album. This being a lot darker than the Harry Styles album. But again, dark in an inviting way. These lyrics are one-off. You will not find people who dare to go to the writings of Richard Thompson. Yet again, it never becomes too dark or it will never haunt you. It will invite you, because this is musically a spectacle. I cannot compare this to any other folk album. To any album at all. It is completely unique. In its melody, in its approach. This is one of the big albums I have found out and started to love the last couple of years. It is so dear to me. It is so beautiful. When you start off with this album, you will find a new love in your life. If you purchase one, you have a new love in your collection. This is not one of those nice experiences you listen to it once or twice or 3 times. No. This will keep going on and on and on. And when you put it out and you have people over, they will ask you, what are you listening to? This is amazing. This is new. Yeah, no, it's from 1974. It's Richard and Linda Thompson. Richard and Linda Thompson, and it is amazing. Love the cover, by the way. Now, on the number 1 spot, I'm doing something actually illegal for the format. Because on the number 1 spot, I can say it already, there will be a Queen album. But which Queen album? In 1974, Queen released Sheer Heart Attack and Queen 2. And how can I choose between these 2 albums? So I'm not going to choose. These are just these 2 are 2 of the most amazing albums you will ever come across. Now, let me start talking about Queen 2 first. Queen 2 is somewhat of a concept piece. It takes place in this fairy tale fantasy world, and this album has some of the most incredible compositions. I mean, it's not the hit machine that Sheer Heart Attack was, but this has Procession. Starting off with Procession, beautiful, beautiful cover on the inside, by the way. Starting off with Procession, Father to Son, White Queen. White Queen is one of the best Queen ballads. Someday, One Day, The Loser in the End, with beautiful vocals by Roger Taylor. Then you go on, Side Black. The second side is called Side Black, the first side is called Side White. Second side, Ogre Battle. Ogre Battle. Masterpiece. The Fairy Fellas Masterstroke. Brilliant fantasy composition. Nevermore. Beautiful ballad. Then the March of the Black Queen. The March of the Black Queen is the Bohemian Rhapsody of the early Queen days. It is impressive. Funny How Love Is. You can forget about that song. Seven Seas of Rye. That's a hit, man. That's a hit, man. This is one of the best concept albums ever. So, just put it on top. Put it on the #1 spot. No. Because the same year, Queen came out with Sheer Heart Attack. And Sheer Heart Attack starts off with Brighton Rock. One of the best epic guitar solo rock songs ever. Brilliantly composed around the song, you know. After that, Killer Queen. Awesome, amazing super hit. Tenement Funster. Blow my brains out, you know. Flick of the Wrist, Lily of the Valley, and side 1 ends off with Now I'm Here. No, well then you must have had, I mean, so many good songs. This must be front store filled or front back, how do you say it? No. Second side, In the Lab of the Gods. Good, very good ballad. Song after that, Stone Cold Crazy, one of the earliest, perhaps the first metal song? No, Black Sabbath was already doing metal. Heavy metal song, you know? Stone Cold Crazy is what made Metallica the band they became, you know. Dear Friends, good song. Misfire, also good song. Bring Back That Leroy Brown, brilliant tune. She Makes Me, and then ending it up with In the Love of the Gods Revisited, which is one of the best Queen anthems ever. Might even be better than We Are the Champions. Now, you can't choose between those records, so you have to put two Queen's records on the #1 spot for 1974. So that's about it. Those are my 5 favorite albums. Actually, 6 favorite albums of 1974. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and I'll see you in the next video.